What's going on, fellas? It's JB2 all back in motion with another video, man. Alright, fellas, so as we know, there have been narratives programmed upon the minds of women. And 99% of those narratives are very harmful in comparison to the things that are actually supposed to be upon their mind. Fruitful things. You know, they're taught that men are dirty, boys are dirty, that they're smarter than men, and things of that nature. They're taught to hate men, as we all know. They're taught to not listen to men, which leads to them not having a covering because they think that they don't need one. Them not knowing that we're the judges of this earth, basically. You know what I'm saying? Way smarter than what they think we are, with tremendous amounts of discernment. And that's three things that makes us the leaders that they don't want to follow for those strange reasons. But, every now and then you run into a woman, whether online or in person, that is not beguiled by the BS that this society programs them with. Speaking of that, I ran across this video of this woman, and basically, she's speaking the sentiment, and she's speaking for a long time now. She's going to be speaking for about 6.5 minutes, 7 minutes or something like that. I may speed it up on my end, but if you need to speed it up on your end as well, feel free to, brother. But she's going to be speaking some things that, us men have already known. It's just most women don't know it, or they know it, they just don't want it to be true. So they fight against it because they're naturally rebellious and they don't like the truth for the most part. They would rather be told a lie, sadly. So let's take a look at this video of this woman speaking as if she has some sense about herself, and which I think she does, even though I don't know her. You know what I'm saying? But she's speaking some sensible things. So let's check it out. Don't forget to like the video while you're watching the clip. Appreciate you.
A lot of women get on this app and they, say certain things about men, like they're dumb and things like that. And whether I agree or disagree, we're not here to talk about that. But what we will talk about is how men are very good at reading people. I don't think it's talked about enough at how well men read women, okay? Specifically, men can also judge other men very well, even they don't speak up on other men as often as they will on women. Men can literally look at you and know so much about you. And I've learned this through studying them. I've read books. One of the books I'm reading right now is Psychology of Gender, Men and Women, and also through listening to their podcasts and the videos that they watch and just watching them online. They read women like a book. You thought you knew your friends. I'm telling you, a man can come around and he will tell you, he's like your mom. You know, your mom would like, oh, that's not your friend. That's how men are. Men know what type of woman you are based off how you dress, how you act around him and his homeboys, and even the way you act with your friends, what you post, all of that stuff. They are watching. They are watching you. They are forming an opinion. And might I add that they're usually not wrong when it comes to judging women. They're usually not wrong, okay? And I personally have stopped being friends with women based off of how men treat them, okay? Stay with me, sister, stay with me. So I had a friend, and I've been knowing her since grade school. Cool person, right? But every time we would hang out and we'd talk about our dating life, she would always tell me about how men were asking her for money. Men were making her pay for the first date or go 50-50, or telling her I lost my wallet, or, some egregious story happened when it was time to pay the bill, or they were asking to like borrow her car or stay with her. It was just always something, and I would be like shocked. I'd be like, girl, what are you talking? Like, I would always be so intrigued because I've never had this experience. Like, I've never been told to pay for, or asked to pay for a date. I don't do any of that. But I would be intrigued. And then when I hit 25, it was something that developed up here, the frontal lobe. I was like, oh, the reason why they are asking her these things or treating her this way is because of low self-esteem. And then I started to see it. I started to see it in the way she walked and the way she carried herself in the decisions. I started to see it naturally, right? And then I had another friend, cut her off too. She, every time we went out, it was like men just naturally spoke very dirty to her. I'm talking about like they were just very, I'm not gonna say they're aggressive, but they were just very sexual with her off the rip. Didn't even know her. Now, mind you, she did used to tell me, about some things she used to do, whatever, blah, blah. That's her business. But like for men to even pick that up, I'm talking about on the first meeting, and they're like being very, with her, and they wouldn't do that to me or the other girl that we used to hang out with, my other friend. They would only do it to her. That's because they could pick up that spirit. I'm telling you, men can read low self-esteem, low self-worth. They can read if you want their attention. They can read it all. Some of them are so good that they don't even have to have a conversation with you, sister. So what you post matters, what you wear, it matters. In how you move in the world, it matters. Even the conversation. I had a few videos back, I told y'all, watch what you say. Stop sharing everything. Be careful of what you say. Only say the minimum. I'm not saying you lie, but he don't need to know all of that. It's quite frankly, it's none of his business. But like, yeah, I picked that up on watching a lot of men podcasts and things like that. Like, as much as I would like to get on here and say that they be over exaggerating, no, they're very good at reading people. They are very good. Even when they read each other, even when they read another man, men know when other men are full of it. I mean, look at the situation going on right now with the guy who is a baby mama maker. Look at that situation. Look how the men are chiming in. They're very good. And I suggest to all the women out there who are actively dating and seeking relationships with men, and I suggest to the women who are actively dating and seeking relationship with men, I'm only talking to y'all, I suggest you get on and listen to some of these podcasts that they're listening to. Not the podcasts where they're pandering to women, but the podcasts where they're talking about women and they're talking about the women that they do and do not like. And I'm not asking you to subject yourself to what they do and not like, whatever. I'm asking you to listen to how they describe women, listen to their experiences, and that will tell you a lot about how they assess you. They are very attentive. Men are very attentive. And it taught me something just in watching them. And I don't care about their opinions about, certain stuff, whatever. It's about the detail. It's about being able to read people very well just by how they walk and talk and how they answer questions, because nobody is different. Everything has already been written. People may think that they are real and different and they one of one or whatever, but patterns and everything have already been written, right? Patterns will help save us all in general. So recognizing the patterns in people will tell you a lot about a person. And I highly suggest that you just stay, like, I don't want to say vigilant, but you just stay, proactive, right? Always paying attention. And this can translate into how you read men, right? You should be able to read men. There's no two men that are different, right? All of them are, there's groups and, things like that. But men are the same. Like, they all have their little groups. You can tell that when a man is a good guy, or you can tell when a man is, going to waste your time, or you can start to pick up on this as you start to, pay attention and analyze them. But I'm going to have to give it to them. Men are very good at reading people. Go ask your homeboys, go ask your brothers, go ask your uncles, men that are going to keep it real with you and that won't sleep with you. Ask them about how they read women. And I'm telling you, they're so good at it. From broke to poor to rich to everybody, all of them. They're very good at reading women. That's how they can single some of you out to take advantage of, or to, finesse and get things out of, because they can read you very well, like a book, actually.
There it is, fellas. There it is. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know what she's saying. She basically was just saying that we're the leaders by expounding on the characteristics that we naturally possess. That's basically all she was saying. A lot of women don't get that, though. It's so damn foreign in this society. That's why I had to make a video on it, and I didn't want to say too much. I wanted to give her the spotlight. Let her stand on stage. I'm in the crowd watching with y'all, man. And we giving her poetry snaps because she has some damn sense about herself. You feel me? But all in all, fellas, not all women lack sense. Common sense, that is, in this society, as we just seen one that has some sense, like I said. But hey, I know they're few and far in between. You know what I'm saying? They're pretty far-fetched. But there's an example of someone that has a little bit of wits about herself, man. But anyways, that's just some food for your thoughts. If you got anything out of this video, such as truth, facts, or knowledge, feel free to like, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, share the video, and let me know how you feel about the video in the comments, man. It's JB2 Raw. Make sure you keep the Most High first, stay up, stay strong, and stay out the way, my brothers. And until next time and all the time, stay raw. Yeah.